So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to add contacts to your Mission Suite account. So first things first, I want you to go ahead and grab one of the business cards that's sitting next to your laptop from a networking event that you've been to recently. Go on, I know you've got one, so go ahead and grab it. Now that you have that, we're going to first start by adding a contact manually. If you're wondering how we're going to add contacts as a list or as a spreadsheet import, we're going to cover that in a minute. But first, we're going to cover how to add that contact manually. So as you know, your Mission Suite account is broken up into a number of different groups. So we have 3 groups that are built in your system from the get-go. You can always create more, but these are the first 3 that you're going to start with. So again, the idea here is that we're starting with a contact that you've met at a networking event and you want to follow up with that contact. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the networking follow-up group. So we're going to give it a chance to load here. It's going to refresh, and now we're going to go into the contacts. So you can just go ahead and click on the contacts link up at the top navigation, or you can click on the view. They'll both get you to the same list here. So you can see I've got my John Smith contact here, but what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on this Add New Contact button. So first things first, go ahead and click on that Add New Contact button, and it's going to pull up this form for you. Now we're going to add this contact. Again, we met this person at a networking event, and so let's say that this is Sally Seidelman, and Sally here works for ABC Corp, and her email address is the only thing that's on her card, and so it's Sally at abccorp.com. And I'm going to say that we met at a Firestorm event. And so we met at Firestorm, and that's what I want her to know. Now the next thing that I'm going to do here, and again, this is a networking follow-up, so I'm going to choose the automated follow-up that we discussed during our conversation. So from this list, I'm going to select from one of our 3 standard follow-up methodologies. So we talked about getting together again. We didn't talk about getting together again, but I want to, or that gentle blow-off. So that talked about getting together again is where she and I had a great conversation. We said, hey, you know what? We should get together again sometime in the next couple of weeks, follow up on this. And so this is how I'm going to follow up on that. Didn't talk about getting together again. This is where we didn't actually have a conversation about getting together again, but I felt like we had a really good conversation, so I want to follow up and I want to make sure that we're connecting again. So I'm going to select this one. And then the gentle blow off is those people that, everybody's got them where, we don't necessarily need to be aggressive with follow up. We don't really want a meeting, but maybe we met them and we're going to see them again. So this is more of a, hey, thanks for great to meet you. Take a look at my LinkedIn account. Let me know what I can do for you in the future. And we'll see you at the next event kind of a thing. So we're going to choose from this, and I'm going to say that we talked about getting together again here. And of course, if none of these apply and you don't want to trigger an automated follow-up, you can always choose none as well. For the purpose of this conversation, I'm going to say that we talked about getting together again. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on Create and Close. And that's that. Now we have Sally here in our networking follow-up group. Sally is going to get an email from me that says, "Hey, it was great to meet you. Let's connect at some point here in the near future." And then a few days later, I'm going to get an email. I'm going to get a reminder to follow up with this person if I haven't heard back. So adding a contact to your database is that simple. Starting your follow-up is now that simple. You no longer have to go through the process of determining what email you want to write, deciding on what you want to do, deciding on what you want to say, when you want to follow up next. All of that is taken care of for you. Now, there's another video down the line in this series that's going to tell you that a couple more videos actually that are going to tell you how to go about updating the email, and how to go about changing the frequency the frequency that you'll get those reminders and whatnot. But for now, this is how you're going to add your contacts to the system. And of course, you can do that one by one with your leads group, your networking follow-up group, and of course your referral bench. So now I'm going to jump into the referral bench for a second, and I'm going to add a new contact here. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to click on Add Contact again. And now my referral bench is a group of people that I want to make sure that I'm getting together with once every 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, whatever the case might be. So this is how I'm going to do that. So you can see first name. Again, the form looks exactly the same except for the frequency of meeting request field that's here. So you can see, first of all, I'm going to add in a first name, and let's just say that I'm going to use my wife as a contact here because I like to get together with her every now and then as a follow-up, which I'm sure she'll be happy to hear. And so let's say that I want to make sure that she's getting an email from me once every 6 weeks. Hey, it's been a while since we've gotten together. Let's get some time on the calendar. So all I have to do is fill that form out, click Create and Close. Once again, this contact is now in the system. She's going to start getting emails from me once every 6 weeks that will say, hey, it's been a while since we've gotten a chance to get together. It's been a few weeks. What's your calendar look like? So, like I said, adding contacts to the system, choosing how you want to follow up with people, choosing how often you want to maintain contact with these people, are all this simple. So all that's how you're going to add contacts one by one on a manual basis. So when you go to a networking event, when you get together with someone, you get to know someone that you want to start following up with on a frequent basis. Though that's how you're going to do that. Of course, if you meet a lead, they can just go into your leads list. There's no specific campaign created with this leads list. It's all done. That's all done manually. Now, next question might be, I've got this massive list. I've got a list of 600 people. I don't want to go through one by one 600 times and make sure they're all in the right groups. So how do I add these people automatically from a CSV import? So CSV, Excel, whatever the case might be, what you're going to do is you're going to hover over contacts, and then you're going to come down, you're going to click on import. That's going to open up your file loader, and then all you need to do is click here to add a new file. I can pull my file up. So let's say I'm going to pull this export list. I'm going to bring this in. So I'll click on Import File, and that's going to load up my file. It's going to load up it's going to load that into the system, and now it's going to show all of my import options. So what you see here is a number of different options. So of course, if the first row is a header, then you're going to choose that. If the first row is not a header and it's just contact information, you can change that as well. A lot of this stuff we'll leave alone. You can choose the default group. Let's say that I'm in the referral bench group, but these aren't referral sources. These are actually just leads, and I want to add these to leads. So I'm gonna select that as my grouping. And then a number of different things. As you go through this, you'll be able to click on the little question marks to get to know a little bit more about how these things work, how the system is going to handle errors, how it's going to handle duplicates, things like that. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to go through your headers here, and you're going to map out the fields map out your Excel fields to your mission suite fields. So a lot of these automatically mapped out. You can see email went to email, first name went to first name, last name went to last name, etc. Now I can choose. Let's say I've this contact ID didn't get mapped out correctly or automatically. So now I just have to go and I have to find the correct field inside of Mission Suite to connect this to. So let's say contact ID. Maybe I want this to be a note, so I'm going to add this to my notes list. Or maybe I want this to be my Mission Suite ID, so I'm going to map this to my Mission Suite ID. So all of that can be done, and you can go through all of your column fields here from your Excel sheet, and you can make sure that they're all mapped correctly. Once that's done, just click on Finish Importing, and that's going to import this contact list into the default group that you selected, and that'll be that. So that's all you need to do to start adding contacts into your system. So the next video that you're going to see is going to show you how to set up your emails. It's going to show you how to, and then the following one after that will show you how to change the frequency of your email campaigns. But for now, this is how you're going to actually go ahead and create that and import those contacts for you. So, as always, with everything, let us know if you have any questions. We are here. You can find our help information over here, and then you can always, if you have questions, you can fill out a support request form, and that's going to get that. That's going to be the best way to get you to us, to get that immediate attention from us. So, if you have questions about this, by all means, let us know, and we will talk to you very soon. Cheers.